Christian Hosoi, and we are in Ventura, California for the Jackalope Block Party 2026. Skating last night was amazing because I didn't think I could skate. I have a hip injury that's like a bone spur in there, and I wasn't even able to like walk a couple weeks ago. And so walking with a cane to actually coming here and just praying that I could get a grind, and then I did, it's euphoria, you know what I mean? You want to perform. I'd love to do airs and blast some, tricks, but sometimes you just got to be thankful for just being able to roll on your board. And I got the medical report. I don't need a new hip or anything. It's just a simple little scope. So I'm excited because I'll be back 100%. It's been an injury that's been for about a year and a half. So when I got on the ramp last night, I was like, my hip's fine. Just drop in and have fun and get a grind. And I dropped in, and big shout out to Beamer, who was here with that little like machine that they have, because I believe that really helped me out with like pain. And I was able to grind and have fun with the boys. And when you could just get a grind, you feel like amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that word's a pretty powerful word, and to have people say that you're a legend is something that it brings humility, I think. I remember being young and people calling me a legend already, and because you're just great at something and you're dominating your style of art and athleticism. But at the end of the day, I think just the honor of that word and the respect that comes with that is truly something that I never took for granted back then when I was crazy, and now that I'm like 26 years sober, clean, and love the Lord, and invented the Christer, but now I've given my life to Christ. I mean, these things are something that now I just go, wow, it's truly something that I've contributed to skateboarding, and then for them to like give me that title is something that I hold dear to my heart, and it motivates me to continue being a role model or a mentor or somebody who can help the next generation make good choices and not bad choices. And for me, that's the story of Second Chances for me. I've had some pretty rocky roads, went through drug addiction, prison, but in that place I found complete and total sobriety, and I found my faith, and now I have an amazing family. I've got amazing boys, and my dad's still alive to enjoy Hosoi skateboards with me, and building a company and a team right now to really have fun and to just be a part of the industry, and to be a part of events like this is something that I take pride in and I take joy in, and I'm looking forward to continuing on. It's funny, when I started my company, it was like me, doing a brand, but immediately I started sponsoring riders, and it was part of like your crew, who you hang out with. And I think that that's something about having a team, that it's not about having just the best riders, it's having people who are passionate about what you love, and that's skateboarding. And then of course getting together, the vibe, sessions, practice, progression, like helping each other out, not only on a skateboard though, you know what I mean? You help your proteges or clones or whatever we used to call them back in the day, right? We used to be like, man, you need to like do this, you need to do that, don't do this, don't do that. You want to pass on all of your wisdom, and you want to pass on all of your understanding and technique. And that's what I wanted to do straight out the gate. I was doing it young because I was like into like, say quality of skateboarding. And so for me, Bruce Lee was it, and when Bruce Lee applied himself like he did to his craft, I applied myself the same way. I shared that information with my team, and I believe that it really did propel them into a place of like moving quicker, progressing faster, and becoming the best that they could do. And I was always rooting for my team riders, and then not only that, my competitors. I'd help my competitors out. It was part of just who I was, and that's why now, having a team and me being able to pass on all the wisdom that I have is something that I feel like it's special for me, but I think it's, very special for them and beneficial for their, trajectory, how they want to skateboard. Oh yeah, I mean, I've been coming down here for a while. Ventura's surf town, and to have events being here, it just has a vibe that they're rooted in surfing, and skateboarding was birthed out of surfing, and to have it down here and to have the old town feel, you know what I mean? It brings like novelty and history to the vibe of the event, and you see the community come out, you know what I mean, that really appreciates an event like this. It's a great vibe. Ventura is cool. Love the people. Big ups to the locals here for coming out, showing up, and making this event as great as it is. And yeah, Jackalope Fest Block Party has been amazing. The shape was built on function. I started with the fish shape riding for Alva, and when I launched my Hosoi skateboards at the time, I was like, I need to come up with a new shape, and I was like, how am I going to change this shape? It's so good. And I came up with the side cuts in the front, and then it looked kind of funky at the nose, so I just swallowed the nose and immediately looked at it, and I went, this is a Hammerhead, and we launched Hosoi skateboards, but it was built on function, and no one even had a shape back then. It was all just regular, almost like egg-shaped boards, and then all of a sudden everybody started doing their own shape, and to spark that movement of people having their own identity or their own shape was something that I went, okay, I was onto something early, and to have a shape that actually worked is something that I took pride in, you know what I mean? Because I tried every board and every shape that everybody came up with, and some were functional, most of them not, but at the end of the day, they wrote it and they ripped on it, and that's all that matters, you know what I mean? It's because everybody's style is different. But I always took pride in that what I was creating was made for the best skater in the world. And so for me, it's all about function. So when I would have people ride my board, they'd go, this is a great board, you know what I mean? Regardless if they have a different board. That was my pride right there. And that's why the Hammerhead shape for me was something that I'm still stoked on.
Yeah! Ventura legend right here. We love this guy. Yeah.
Double D in the house.